For this next section, you're going to need the chart that we started with, the Jingle Bells chart, but we're not going to be concerned about the notes as much as we're going to be concerned about the chords up top. We're going to play a bass line, and then we're going to play chords according to these symbols here. Now, it's important that you understand that one measure in note flight, in this regular notation, this between the bar lines here, is equal to one measure in BandLab. So for the first measure and a half, you're going to be playing G. So G is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then in the middle of measure 2, we're going to switch to a C chord. We're going to continue that into measure 3, and then we're going to switch to a D chord. And then finally, at the end of measure 4, we're going to play 2 beats of G. I'll demonstrate this for you. Now, you don't have to play the entire song. In fact, notice that measures 1 through 4 are exactly the same as measures 5 through 8. You only get, there's no chord symbol here because the previous chord symbol carries over, so there's no need to put another chord symbol here. It's understood that this is G at measure 5. So here's how this works. I'm going to tile these windows. Or you could just print out the chart. It may be easier for you to do that, but I realize not everybody has a printer. So I'm going to set this so that I am only looking at the first line. I'm going to put this all the way up at the top. And then in BandLab, I'm going to pull BandLab down. There. And now I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. I'm going to add a track, and I'm going to make it a bass instrument. And I'm going to use these notes. G, which is played by the letter B on your typing keyboard. That's this G right here. C, which is played by the comma. And D, which is played by the period. So I've got my metronome all set. In BandLab, I am already at the beginning of the piece. I'll show you. My cursor is here at measure 1. So all I have to do is hit record and play this in. Now don't worry, you don't have to play this in. I'm going to show you another way to do this if you don't want to play this in. But for those of you who do, here's how you do it. I'm going to hit the record button, and I'm going to play B, comma, and D. Here we go. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to scroll back up, and there's my my part. Now I showed you that it's the same as you go across. So this is going to be all I need for my bass part. You might need to quantize it if the rhythm isn't steady, but that's really all you need to do. If you did not want to play this in and you wanted to enter this in, you can do that as well. So let's do that for the second section, the chorus. So again, you're going to need to look at your chart. So here it is. I'm going to scroll up with it, and we're going to need to play G for 2 bars, followed by C for 2 beats, G for 2 beats, and D for 4 beats. So let's put that in. G for measures 9 and 10. So what we'll do is here is we're going to create a region. Then we go to the MIDI editor, and I'm going to go, that's the note C, so here's D, E, F, G. I just need to get the pencil and start writing G's. Here I am at measure 9. The note is G. So I have the pencil, and I'm going to start putting in those G's. I'm going to make them a quarter note long each. And I need to do it for measure 10 too. So instead of typing in those G's again, I'm going to hold down the Option key on my keyboard and select those, and then I'm just going to drag, and I've got those notes. Now, going on to measure 11, I'm going to need, checking my chart again, 2 beats of C and 2 beats of G. Easy to do. I'm going to grab, here's that C for 2 beats with the pencil. That's a little long. Followed by G for 2 beats. And then D for 4 beats. Now the last section here, I'm going to go ahead and add another region, is very much the same as this region. But looking at my chart, you'll see that measures 13 through the end have a slight difference. The only difference is in measure 16, there's a G at the end. So that means I can copy measures 9 through 12. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab the arrow and copy through 12. Copy, go into my new region, and paste. There. So measure 13 all the way to the end of 16 is the same. And according to the chart, all I have to do is change the last 2 to G. So I'll grab those 2 notes and I'll move them down. Now I have a complete bass line that matches my chart. To finish this up so I can move it later, I'm going to join these 2 regions. And of course, I'm going to save.